You guys were absolute beasts last weekend. The most disappointing from every team video did amazing. Like 6,000 likes, 100K views. So you know we had to come back this weekend as promised with the most surprising player from every team in Major League Baseball. Simple, we're looking for surprisingly good players this year. Guys you didn't expect, guys who made you go, oh wow, maybe they're better than we thought. Or even in the case of one team, guys that you thought were good, no, they might be one of the best players in baseball. So again, huge thank you for the support on the last one doing the most disappointing players. Would love to see that same support again this weekend for the most surprising. We keep showing the love. I'm gonna keep bringing you these bangers. We're due for a best player from every number in Major League Baseball video. Could be coming next. So make sure you drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content that you're seeing here. Trying to hit 200K. We're getting there. Get in the comment section down below. Let me know who you think is the most surprising player in Major League Baseball this season. Drop me a follow on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in the description, as well as check out my Mets podcast, the Mets Up Podcast. And if you guys want to buy any tickets to any sporting events, make sure you head on over to SeatGeek and use the code Giraffe. Save yourself $20 off your first purchase. Getting it started in the Pacific Northwest, almost went with Mitch Haniger, but he's been good before. So let's talk about Kendall Graveman, who has been seriously lights out this year. This guy for his career has a 4.28 ERA, a whip at 1.342, and last year he had almost a 6 ERA. The year before that, 7.6. Didn't play in 2019, but in 2021, 14 appearances, 16 and 2/3 innings pitched, hasn't allowed an earned run, struck out 17 of the 58 batters he's faced, walking only 3, giving up only 6 hits, good enough for a whip at 0.54 and a FIP at 1.83. There's almost nobody who thought that Kendall Graveman was going to be this good, except for one guy, co-host of the Mets Up Podcast, James Shiano. Shout out to him. Otherwise, Kendall Graveman's surprising literally everybody. Minnesota Twins, not a lot to be excited about, but for the Twins, we're going to end up going with Michael Pineda. Michael Pineda has never really been that great of a pitcher, but 2021, he's looked solid. And even though he is on the IL, I think he's definitely a surprising player still. He's always had the potential, but really, the last 4 or 5 years, he's just kind of been in the back of the rotation guy. This year, 7 starts, 38 and 2/3 innings, a 2.79 ERA, a whip at 1.009, striking out 9 batters per 9 innings, giving up less hits, walking less guys. The homers are up, but you can expect that to even out a little bit. Michael Pineda's looking like a pretty solid pitcher right now for the Twins on a team that's just overall been disappointing. Keeping it in the American League, let's go to the Bronx Bombers. New York Yankees most surprising player, Corey Kluber. Klubot is back. Oh my goodness, we saw him throw a no-hitter the other night against the Rangers, and it's just part of a really strong season for him thus far. 9 starts, 50 innings pitched, 2.86 ERA, a complete game shutout, of course, the no-hitter against the Rangers, a whip at 1.172. We're seeing him get the strikeouts back up. The hits are down, the walks are still a little bit up, and the home runs are just about average. But Corey Kluber, I think after a season where he only pitched 1 inning in 2020 and 35 in 2019, it's nice to see Kluber pitching well, even if he is on the Yankees, and surprising a few people for sure. People didn't really know what he had left in the tank. Oh, for the Cincinnati Reds, it's Jesse Winker. There's no other choice. Jesse Winker's playing MVP-type baseball, and after a 3 home run performance the other night, his numbers are even better. 356 average, best in the National League, 664 slugging, best in baseball, 1081 OPS, best in the National League, along with a 416 on base percentage. He's going crazy. And this is a guy who's been strong the last few years offensively, but we're really seeing him turn into a different player at the plate, starting to get into the conversation as just one of the straight up best hitters in baseball. 37 games, 11 homers, 10 doubles, 26 RBIs, 52 hits. He's just doing everything well. Can't really play the field, but at the plate, oh, this guy's unbelievable. We thought he was good. Not this good. That's why he's surprising. For my favorite team, the New York Mets, the most surprising player is going to be Taijuan Walker. Just laying on the IL due to some soreness, but he's been pitching well otherwise. This year, Taijuan Walker's thrown 44 innings, 8 starts, a 2.05 ERA, a whip under 1 at 0.977. What's great to see is that the strikeouts are doing solid. He's got that velo back. He's not giving up many hits. Still walks some guys. There are control issues, but he's given up almost no homers. 1 homer in 44 innings. That's tied for the best in the National League. If you've watched Walker pitch this year, he's been a bulldog. He's been attacking batters, and for a guy who struggled with injuries and had only thrown 67 innings from 2018 to 2020, I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised with how well he's pitched so far this season for the Mets. Keeping it on the theme with the pitchers here for the Milwaukee Brewers, Freddie Peralta. Now, we saw a little glimpse of Freddie Peralta coming out of the pen last year, and he looked good. We saw the K rate go up, and he just looked like that pitcher you once thought he'd be. But 2021, he's starting, and he's looking sick. 9 appearances, 8 starts, 45 innings pitched to a 2.4 ERA, whip under 1 at 0.889, he even has a FIP at 2.71. He's striking out a National League best 13.8 batters per 9 innings, struck out 69 nice of the 176 batters he's faced. He's only given up 21 hits for a 4.2 hits per 9, best in all of baseball. Freddie Peralta is looking like a sick pitcher, doing what the Brewers do, making guys on the mound better than we thought they could be. And that's what they're doing with Freddie Peralta. He's been a surprise to all. And then weirdly, this parlays us into our next player, a former Brewer, currently on the Dodgers, Jimmy Nelson. Jimmy Nelson, kind of in that Taijuan Walker category. Hasn't pitched much the last few years. 2019, 22 innings, missed all of last year, and 2021, wow, he's been great for the Dodgers. 18 and 2/3 innings in a swingman stretch roll, 2.41 ERA, a whip at 1.179, a FIP at 1.87, striking out 14.5 batters per 9 innings. He is striking out 30 of the 77 batters he's faced. That's disgusting. Hasn't given up a home run yet, and home runs has been a problem for him in the past. He is still walking guys, but the hits are down, so it doesn't really matter. Jimmy Nelson's looking filthy. Back to the 2017 form. Not a lot going well for the Nationals, but one guy that has been surprisingly good, Josh Harrison. Josh Harrison the last few years has been seen as a tune man, utility guy, not really an everyday player, but the Nationals are using him in a more consistent role, and his numbers have looked really good thus far this year. 298 average, 370 on base, 421 slugging, and a 792 OPS to give him an OPS plus at 123. He's doing this weird thing at the plate where he keeps his hands apart, but it's working. 3 homers, 6 doubles, 14 RBIs, 36 hits in 32 games. While it's not MVP All-Star level performance, you're getting surprising production out of Josh Harrison at age 33. Keeping in the National League East, let's go to the Atlanta Braves. It was going to be Huascar Ynoa, but he just broke his hand, and as good as he's pitching, he's not going to be pitching for a while. So let's go to Austin Riley, who started his career off hot in 2019, but all the numbers just haven't been that great. So far in 2021, though, wow, he's been fantastic. 7 homers, 7 doubles, 15 RBIs in 45 games, but here's where he's really evolved his game. 310 average, 410 on base, 503 slugging, 914 OPS plus at 142. Austin Riley has turned into the player that the Braves thought they were getting. He's even playing a decent third base. Austin Riley is looking like that player the Braves once thought they had, and he's surprising a lot of people around the league. People had been waiting for it. Here he is. For the Chicago White Sox, I mean, you knew we were mentioning Yermin. It feels like Yermin gets in every video, but he's still going. That's why he's so good and so surprising. A 28-year-old journeyman, essentially. Yermin Mercedes is balling out this year. 39 games, 6 homers, 7 doubles, a triple, and 25 RBIs, hitting a major league best 364 with a 414 on base, 557 slugging, and a 972 OPS. Good enough for an OPS plus at 172. We here on the GiraffeNeckMarc channel stan Yermin Mercedes. You should too. Even though we're fans, though, can't pretend like he hasn't been surprising this year. Pittsburgh Pirates, not a lot to go crazy about, but one guy in particular, Richard Rodriguez. Now, Rodriguez has been good in the past, and honestly, he might have even been a surprising player in one of my videos before, but he just continues to be really good. And again, for a guy who doesn't have like the craziest stuff, he just continues to perform. 18 appearances, 6 saves, 19 innings pitched, 0.47 ERA, has only allowed 1 earned run. He's only allowed 6 hits, good for a whip at 0.368. The walks are almost non-existent, only 1 walk, 6 hits, so a 2.8 hits per 9, 0.5 walks per 9. The strikeouts aren't high, but you don't care. He's limiting runs, he's limiting base runners, he's doing his job. Richard Rodriguez has been one of the best relievers in baseball this year. That's surprising. And then staying with this National League Central closer theme, Craig Kimbrell of the Chicago Cubs. Dirty Craig is back. We saw glimpses of. He had the crazy high strikeout numbers and he wasn't giving up many hits, but the walks were insane. This year, the strikeouts are still sick. 30 strikeouts and 69 batters faced. Nice. He's walking way less though. Last year in 15 innings, walked 12. This year, 7 in 17. Giving up less hits, no home runs. He has a 1.02 ERA, a whip at 0.849, a FIP at 1.68. That's the Craig Kimbrell the Cubs have been waiting for. There he finally is. A guy you thought might have been washed. Nope. Craig Kimbrell's back. Oh, the Oakland A's. Jed Lowry. This one hurts. He only made 9 appearances for the New York Mets. Didn't get a single hit. Had a 125 OPS in the 2 seasons that we had him. It's surprising that Jed Lowry is walking. If you were a Mets fan the last few years, you probably thought Jed Lowry retired after the season, but no, he's with the A's, and he's actually playing debatably decent baseball. 43 games, 4 homers, 11 doubles, 25 RBIs, hitting 255 with a 329 on base, 405 slugging, and a 735 OPS. Good enough for an OPS plus at 112. I mean, Jed Lowry just even playing games this year is surprising, let alone being productive. But, you know, happy for him. Good for him. He was battling injuries. Mets screwed him. For the Texas Rangers, there's one choice, and that's going to be Adolis Garcia. Nick Solak's been great, but no one saw Adolis Garcia being this good at 28 years old. Almost the underappreciated Yermin Mercedes type player. Same thing, 28-year-old rookie, and he's balling out. 37 games, 12 homers, 3 doubles, a triple, and 35 RBIs, stealing 5 bases, hitting 291 with a 331 on base, 582 slugging, good enough for a 913 OPS. Adolis Garcia, the Cuban, came over late, was with the Cardinals, didn't do much, but with this Rangers team, he's gotten into this lineup and looked incredibly good. So good that he even fooled foolish baseball. That's how you know this guy really came out of nowhere. Halfway through the video, we hit number 15, Tampa Bay Rays, Joey Wendle. Joey Wendle's always been a very good player, very scrappy, always just kind of doing the little things, but this year he's elevated his game offensively. He's been even better. He's an extra base hit machine now. Along with the good glove and the speed, he's got 5 homers, 14 doubles, 20 RBIs, hitting 300 with a 353 on base, but here's where the huge difference is: 874 OPS, 521 slugging. That's about 100 points higher than he normally averages. In a year where people are just not hitting the ball as well, especially for power, Joey Wendle seems to be doing that, and he's probably going to end up playing himself into a trade because the Rays got Wander Franco and Vidal Brujan coming soon, but he's definitely surprising people. There's a little more to that bat than just a slap hitter. Staying in the Sunshine State, we got the Miami Marlins' most surprising player. That's got to be Jazz Chisholm. Jazz has been a highly touted prospect, but after what you saw in 2020, you thought maybe he needed a little more time. Nope, you're wrong. 2021, the 23-year-old has come up and taken the league by storm. Probably a Rookie of the Year favorite in the National League. 25 games, 5 homers, 4 doubles, a triple, and 10 RBIs, stealing 8 bases, hitting .303 with a .370 on base, .539 slugging, and a .909 OPS, and playing a good second base. Jazz is electric, that hair is electric, and he is one of the most exciting young players in the league, surprising people, but probably not by the end of the year. Like, he's just good. Just didn't think it would come this quickly. While the Red Sox are a surprising team in Major League Baseball, it was tough to find one player that's surprising everybody, so I ended up landing on Garrett Whitlock. Rule 5 pick, they got him from the Yankees, and while there weren't high expectations, he's been one of their better relievers this year. 12 appearances, 22 1/3 innings, 2.01 ERA, a whip at 1.075. While he is struggling a little bit more recently, the numbers are still good, and there's still good stuff there. 23 strikeouts of the 89 batters he's faced, only walking 5, giving up 5 earned runs. Garrett Whitlock has been a huge part of this Red Sox bullpen. And then why not? Let's keep it in the East here. Baltimore Orioles' most surprising player, Cedric Mullins. Mullins had been a slap hitter at best in his past, and after dropping switch hitting this year, we've really seen him climb to be a very good center fielder for the Orioles. 44 games, he's hit 6 homers, 12 doubles, a triple, and 12 RBIs, stealing 5 bases, 292 average, 361 on base. The eye has been phenomenal this year, a 480 slugging, good enough for an 841 OPS, almost 200 points higher than his career OPS. No one expected Cedric Mullins to be this good. There's just no way. You didn't see it coming. He was just a pesky little player before. Now he's legitimately good. For the Philadelphia Phillies, I'm gonna go with Nick Maton. Nick Maton, kind of this quiet rookie, not highly touted, not one of the top prospects, but he's come up in 2021 with the Phillies need him. Scott Kingery's been bad, and Maton's been good. 29 games, 2 homers, 6 doubles, 8 RBIs, stealing 2 bags, 295 average. He needs to walk a little bit more because he's not doing it. Only 3 walks, so 326 on base, 432 slugging, and 758 OPS. But the Phillies might have found a little bit of this utility player here. Can play a little short, can play a little second, and he's got a decent little bat. He's not going to be this all-star, I don't think, by any means, but for Nick Maton, he's doing good enough that's deserving of at least taking a look at this guy. He's been surprising for sure. For the Cleveland Indians, I think there's one obvious choice, and it's Emmanuel Clase. Clase has been lights out for them. Now, you look a little bit deeper into his stats, and it's confusing. He has electric stuff, but doesn't strike that many guys out. 19 strikeouts of the 86 batters he's faced. He does walk a few guys, and he gives up hits, but what he's done great this year is he hasn't given up a home run, and he has closed out games for the Indians. This year in 21 appearances, he's finished 15 games, 7 saves, .95 ERA in 19 innings, and he has a 2.57 whip. The guy that they got for Corey Kluber, after being suspended for steroids, missing 2020, has been really good this year in 2021. I'm not sure if Indians fans thought he would be this big in their bullpen. Now to head out west to what everyone likes to call my favorite team, the San Francisco Giants. Lots of choices here, but I went with Buster Posey. There was thoughts Buster Posey might retire after last year. COVID, he had been performing terribly the years prior, but Buster Posey came out as a 34-year-old and is going nuts. 29 games, 8 homers, 4 doubles, 15 RBIs, hitting .359 with a 436 on base, 631 slugging, and 1067 OPS, 199 OPS plus. Buster Posey plays like this for a full year, he might win MVP in the National League. He's also still catching a great game. Like, Buster's just been really good, sipping from the fountain of youth a little bit here. Can't deny it. He's been great. And let's be honest, Giants fans, you didn't think he was going to be this good this year. No way. The most surprising player for the Kansas City Royals is going to be Danny Duffy, another guy who ended up being on the IL, but this year he's been great. We've seen him in the past be very good, but that was like back in 2014. Hasn't really been good in a while, and this year he's off to a great start. 4-3 record, 1.94 ERA, and a whip at 1.128 with a FIP at 2.34 and 41 2/3 innings, striking out more batters than he ever has before, a 10.4 K per 9, 7.6 hits per 9, 2.6 walks per 9, and 0.4 home runs. He's got career highs and lows in almost every category. He was off to a great start this year before getting hurt, but that doesn't mean he hasn't been surprising. For the Blue Jays, I was tempted to put Marcus Semien, but I'm going Tyler Chatwood. Tyler Chatwood moved to the reliever role, and wow, he's been sick. In 16 appearances, 17 innings, he has a .53 ERA, a whip at .765, and even his FIP is low at .139, an ERA plus at 8.29. Tyler Chatwood has struck out 24 of the 63 batters he's faced, good enough for a 12.7 K per 9, hasn't given up a home run, walks are down, cut in half, 2.6 walks per 9, and 4.2 hits. Tyler Chatwood's just straight up been filthy. Absolutely disgusting. Cubs fans are mad. Rockies have been bad. Tough to pick a surprising player, but I guess I'll go with John Gray. I don't know what to do with this guy. He has a good year, a bad year, good year, bad year, good year. I mean, literally look at his numbers. That's what he does. So after a horrendous 2020, I thought he was pretty much done, but this year he's kind of back a little bit. I don't know. His numbers are fine. 3.48 ERA, whip at 1.258. Like, he's striking out 8 batters per 9 innings. He's not doing anything great, but for the Rockies, there's not a lot of good choices, so John Gray. For the Angels, I had to go Shohei Ohtani. I could have gone Jared Walsh, but for the Angels, I had to go with Ohtani. We knew he was good, but did we know that he was possibly one of the best players in baseball? I don't know about that. The stuff he's doing this year is crazy. First off, he's fast, and he throws the ball hard, and he hits balls really far. That's crazy. We have never seen a player do this. 42 games offensively, 14 homers, best in Major League Baseball, 10 doubles, 2 triples, 33 RBIs, stole 6 bases, hitting .262 with a .316 on base, .604 slugging, .920 OPS. I mean, what the f? He's so good. And then pitching, 6 starts, 30 in the third innings, pitched 2.37 ERA, a whip at 1.253, striking out 13.4 batters per 9, only giving up 4.7 hits. The walks are crazy high, but this guy's a stud on both sides. What the hell? He's got to be the MVP favorite right now. There's just nobody who has ever been this good. Babe Ruth wasn't even this good. I'll say it. Not in one season, that's for sure. For the Detroit Tigers, let's talk about Spencer Turnbull. Threw a no-hitter. Nobody saw that coming, and based on his numbers this year, he's turning into a really solid pitcher. 2.88 ERA in 6 starts, a .961 whip, a FIP at 2.77 shows you that he's just legitimately a good pitcher this year, striking out 8.1 batters per 9, but here's where the huge key is for him, cutting down on the walks, cut in half, only 8 walks in 34 and a third innings pitched, not giving up a lot of home runs, and the hits are down. That's a recipe for success. A guy who 2 years ago led the league in losses is looking like a pretty solid pitcher for the Tigers. For the San Diego Padres, just a straight up good team. Again, hard to find someone surprising, but I stumbled upon Mark Melancon. Yeah, stumbled upon Mark. That's real smart. No, he's just been really good. Strong 2020, but he's put himself into the conversation as one of the best relievers in baseball this year. Stuff-wise, he still isn't fantastic, but he's getting soft contact, not walking anybody, and he's getting the job done. 19 appearances, 16 games finished, 15 saves, best in Major League Baseball in 20 and 2/3 innings, a .87 ERA, whip at .823, FIP at 2.96. Melancon has just been lights out. No ifs, ands, or buts. For the Astros, again, another hard team to find someone surprising, but I'm gonna go with Lance McCullers, who's been always like the potential's there, but he's never really shown it. And this year he's starting to show it. 8 starts, 2.7 ERA, a whip at 1.07, 46 and 2/3 innings pitched. He's striking out 10 batters per 9 innings. The hits are way down to 5.4. The walks are a little bit up, but Lance McCullers, LMJ, it's looking really good. That's the player the Astros have been waiting for. That's the player that deserves that 5-year, $85 million contract. Second to last player, we head out west for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going with Josh Rojas. Josh Rojas came over from the Astros in the Greinke trade, and he's been really good this year. Prior to the season, he was a .567 OPS guy in 58 games, but right now, he's hitting .276 with a .345 on base, .472 slugging, .818 OPS, 5 homers, 8 doubles, 12 RBIs. He's a jack of all trades, can play all positions. He's turned into a really solid piece for this Diamondbacks club. And then last, but certainly not least, for the St. Louis Cardinals, I'm going with Yadier Molina. Yadier Molina is 38, going on 39 this year, and he's playing really good baseball. I won't deny it. I still don't think he's one of the best catchers in baseball from a ranking perspective, but maybe he's got a little bit more left in the tank than we thought. 29 games so far this year, 6 homers, 8 doubles, 20 RBIs, .288 average, .315 on base, still refuses to walk, .538 slugging, and .854 OPS, good enough for an OPS plus at 136. The defense is still there as well. I don't think Yadi's going to be able to keep it up for a full season. Again, 38, that's just tough on a guy that old to catch. But right now, I can't lie. I'm surprised at how well he's playing. Huge reason why the Cardinals have been great. So those are the most surprising players for every single team in Major League Baseball. Shohei Ohtani had to be on there. He's just too good. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the content. Follow me on all my social media, GiraffeNeckMarc, links in description, and that's where I'm wrapping up today's video. You guys know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload. Click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Bye.